one of the things that I really try to work on is, trying to get the labor out of the peak period. So like I call it basically a full-time equivalent. If I can eliminate a full-time equivalent during a peak operating period, that's my number one goal.
I completely agree with that. That was where my brain went, was looking for making the operation as efficient as possible. But I'd also add looking for how do we implement technology and different channels. Everyone is operating on multiple delivery systems and making that workable for the operator.
The thing that's really been on my mind lately is warewashing, right? So we have climate change that's affecting how we're all thinking about and caring about sustainability, which also presents its own set of challenges with thinking about dishwashing and warewashing, and I think it's also then, if you combat that or the opposite of that, which is looking at disposables versus permanent wear, and obviously disposables is where we've kind of been now in COVID and during this pandemic. So how will the two marry? And for me, does it affect the dishwashing, warewashing space? And what's the right answer? Some level you want to say, well, I want to be able to do both, right? Design for the flexibility. But on some level, I think that's a little bit challenging because you sort of undercut whatever sustainability, energy efficiency savings you might have get. So it's sort of a tricky balance for me right now. It's also a bit of an unknown.
Well, I would say I would really like to get more induction equipment into the facility, only because there's less heat involved with that equipment, and that has a lot of effects, like what we were talking today is about just the whole cleanability, the ability to reduce the heat in the kitchen, to keep the labor that is so hard to find. Remember the old adage, you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen? Well, there's a lot to that. So if we can control the amount of heat that's in the kitchen, that's going to help our labor situation. So anything we can do along those lines, that is one of my things that I really try to work on.
Two things come to mind. One, I would think about smart equipment. I think anything you can do to augment the jobs that people are doing, to amp up their skill level, to help them produce the
Right.
consistent quality product that you're trying to be able to deliver it to a customer without friction. All of those things are really important when you pick out equipment. The other thing that we don't talk a lot about, that's kind of like your dishwashing, a gray area to me, is waste management. I think increasingly we put sustainability aside as we went through the pandemic, but I think also from a food waste as well as other waste, what are your different waste streams? How are you going to manage them? What are the water quality requirements in your municipality that you've got to address? And I think we have a long way to go on that topic.
Oh yeah.
And for me, it's equipment that can do more than one thing. So equipment that, whether it's stacking multiple cavities, whether it's side-by-side equipment, whether it's cooking and then steaming and all combined, the blast chill to the slow cooker to the freezer. I think any footprint that I'm putting into a kitchen design, I am really focusing on how do I get my full bang for my buck out of this? And if there's two manufacturers and one can do three things and the other can only do one thing, I'm doing that three thing. Yeah. But I love what you have said, Dick, which is it's about the benefit. Mm-hmm. That whatever the benefit is, and I think we've listed three of them, like that it has to have a defined benefit. It's not a casual selection. It's not a search through the catalog anymore. Yep. It's much more intentional, I think. So we're obviously all rethinking it. But
Yep. Has to have a benefit.